Hi there, it's Jackie here from Stampingjack.com, and here we are for another Monday night Facebook Live session. Sorry I didn't make it last week, but it's been an absolutely crazy week at work. It's just been very, very exhausting. Do you ever just have days where you don't even get your coat off before it all starts to kick off? Anybody ever had days like that? But anyway, here we are. It's Monday again, and we're going to do some creating and some crafting tonight. So let me just check my setup, make sure that we're working. Okay, let's see. Make sure to leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here. Let's see. There we are. Oh, hi, Doreen. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you with us. So, hi, Lynn. Hello. My two regulars, good to have you both. Did you have a good weekend? What did we manage to get up to at the weekend? It's pretty quiet, but yesterday was my husband's birthday, so that was quite nice. We just got together with it. Hi, Kathy, welcome. Glad to have you with us. Kathy's just joined up on my team, so double welcome to you, Kathy. Good to have you with us. So, tonight is quite exciting actually, because I have this. These arrived last week. Yay! I've been having so much fun. I've been able to see this online, but you know, seeing it in the flesh just is so much nicer. Unfortunately, I can't. Hi, Fran. Unfortunately, I can't show you the inside just yet. I can just show you the cover, but I can tell you that what's inside here is fantastic. So I'm just working at the moment on putting these together to send out to you guys. So they should be going out to you later this week. But the other exciting thing that happened is, as a demonstrator, yeah, Kathy, when that kit first arrives, it's cool. It's a lot of fun. So yes, one of the perks of being a demonstrator is that you get to see all this stuff early. Don't worry, Lynn, it's on its way to you. Don't you worry. So I get to see all the stuff early, and I get to order it early. And on Friday, my goodies arrived. So tonight I'm going to be playing around. I haven't had much time yet to really get into it, but I'm going to be playing around and showing you some of the stuff that I've got already. Okay, so like I said, these will be coming to you ladies soon. So yay. Right, so first of all, what I wanted to talk to you about is I managed to get the new ink pads with all the new colours that are coming out. So I know a little while I showed you a printout of it, and it's just not the same, is it? So let's start with the colours, okay? So first of all, we've got our 5 new ink colours for this. These are going to be with us for 2 years. Look at these. We've got Mango Melody, Lovely Lipstick, Pineapple Punch, Call Me Clover, and Blueberry Bushel. They look good, don't they? They're just so bright and fantastic and gorgeous. But they're a little bit different to our old ink pads. Let me just get an old one for 1 second. So I remember telling you a little while ago that the design of the ink pad has changed. So here's one of our standard ink pads. And if you remember, if you know, you click it like that, then flip it, and then close it, like so, okay? And you do the reverse. But the design on these pads is a little bit simpler, okay? All you need to do is just flip it up, like so, and then push it closed. How's that? Easy peasy. So they're just much easier to open and close than the other ink pads. The only thing you've got to be careful of is just watch your fingers on the ink on the edges. The other thing is that the seal on it is much tighter than on our other ink pads. So can you see here, you've got like a little gap here, whereas here you don't have a gap, okay? And that just means that your ink pad will likely last longer. Hi, Louise. And the other interesting thing is normally you'll see you get labels on the underside of your ink pads that you put on the front there, okay? And you still get them with these, and I'm going to show you, right? So you still get your labels on the underside. So I'm just going to label my one up. Okay, so let's just pull this off like so. Okay, so let's grab the lovely lipstick label and you just place it underneath the opening. That's all right, Louise, don't worry. I'll probably deserve that at some point this evening. There's usually something. Okay, so that's great. So you can see when your pads are in your piled up or whatever, you can see what colour you're dealing with. But one of the downsides of this ink pad is that once it's open, you can't always tell what colour you're looking at. And so it's easy to get them mixed up. So what we've got now, when we open this up, is we've got a little spot in here, okay? And we've got, I've just kept this on my arm for the moment. So we have a blank strip here. Put that down. And that just goes in here. Let me get it in. So now, when your ink pads are open on the table, hi Anne, you haven't missed much. I'm just going over our new ink pad design. So you can see now, once your ink pad is open on the table, you can see what colour you've got. So no more, hopefully, no more putting your stamp in the wrong ink pad, which happens quite a lot. So there we go, we just flip it and snap it shut. Easy. The other thing that these ink pads do, which our others don't, is that they will stack one on top of each other like that. Can you see we've got some little dimples here, and then on the underside you've got tiny feet. So like that, you can see that they'll hold together, where if you try and put two of our, get another one, if you put two of our old ink pads together, they won't stack. Okay, so that's quite cool as well. So, first of all, new ink colours. So you've got, as I say, Pineapple Punch, Lovely Lipstick, Call Me Clover, Blueberry Bushel and Grapefruit Grove. I'm really looking forward to playing with these colours. Really, really looking forward to. Probably will do that a bit later on. But anyway, so there are our new ink colours. They're going to be around for 2 years. Then we've got a whole heap of new colours that I'm just going to go through with you reasonably quickly, just so you can get an idea of what we've got coming. Okay, so just making a big pile here. So we've got Granny Apple Green. This is fab, isn't it? Gorgeous, very sweet colour. Mango Melody. Now I'm not a peachy, orangey kind of person, but I kind of like this one. This one, Soft Sea Foam, I love. One of my favourite colours, retired colours, is called Certainly Celery. Retired quite a few years ago, and it's a really light green, and I think this will probably be this is quite close to it, so I'm looking forward to having a play around with this one. We've got Merry Merlot, which is kind of like a burgundy colour, so it's not as red as Cherry Cobbler, it's a bit more brown, so that's nice. I think it would be a nice toning colour with Cherry Cobbler, that should be really nice. We've got Petal Pink. I have to say, I'm not 100% sure about this one. I'll have to play around with this one and see. I think what they were trying to do is they were trying to get proper baby pink and baby blue. And this is what we've come up with, but I haven't seen it on paper yet, so we'll see. But this is the baby blue that we've got, and I really like this. I think this is just the kind of blue that we've been missing for quite a long time, so I'm really pleased to see that. Then we've got Poppy Parade, which is a returning colour. We had this a while ago. So again, this will tone in really well with our with the real red, but it's got slightly more, I think it's got slightly more orange tones to it. So we've got that one. And then we've got Flirty Flamingo, which is currently one of our current ink colours, but that's sticking around. So that's also a really nice pink. And then there's Coastal Cabana, which again we've had before. This is like a cross between our Bermuda Bay and Pool Party. So it's a sort of a really gorgeous aqua green colour, which I think is going to be lovely. Another returning colour is Mossy Meadow. So again, just a really nice earthy green, which I think is going to be cool. What else have we got? We've got Shaded Spruce, which I think this is going to really come into its own at Christmas time, but this is a really, really nice, dark, rich green. It's fantastic. It's quite close to Tranquil Tide, which is one of our in colours, which will be retiring, so I'm glad that this is in our permanent collection. Then we've also got this grey granite, which is designed to be a kind of a browny grey between our Sahara sand and our smoky slate. So I'm looking forward to playing around with this sort of a browny grey, which is really nice. And then my favourite colour of all time, which is mint macaron. I love this colour. We had this colour before and it went away, and I'm so pleased that this is back. And in fact, I think I'm going to use it this evening on some of the projects that I've got in my mind. So yeah, that's a really cool colour. And another one that's coming back is Blackberry Bliss. And again, this is just a really deep, rich purple. I mean, sometimes it looks almost black when you stamp it. So that's going to be gorgeous. And actually, it coordinates really nicely with that. And I think you might be using that colour, actually. And then we've got two purples, which are quite, looking on the screen, they look quite close in colour. But we've got Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather, which are basically two shades of purple. And I think the purples that we had before, Wisteria Wonder and Perfect Plum, were a bit flat, I guess, and these are just much more vibrant and much more intense. So again, I'm going to have to spend the next few weeks playing. What can I do, you know, to try and familiarise myself with these colours and, you know, how well they go together and how they fit with our existing colours. So a bit of experimentation to be done over the next little while. But you can see we've just got tons and tons and tons of new colours to choose from. So I'm really, really pleased about that. Let's move these out of the way. Okay. So then, as well as the in colours, we've got some new designer series paper. Now, I haven't been able to order all of them because when we order early, we're not allowed to order anything. It's just from a collection. So there's two paper packs that I wanted to share with you. There's this first one, which is called Nature's Poem. And look at the colours in this. So it's very autumnal in colour. You can see it's double-sided. But I just think this is going to be beautiful for all sorts of projects, and especially for masculine cards. I mean, look at this one. It's gorgeous, and I love this one. Got some wood textured one. I love this stripe. Yeah, Lynn, poor me. It's going to be hard, but you know what? I'll do it for you guys. You know, I'm good that way. So here we go. All right. So I love the colour schemes in this. And again, I think this will really come into its own come autumn. But it's got a lot of potential. And then the other one, which has got a similar colour scheme, but not quite the same, is Tranquil Textures. Have I done it? Yes. So again, you've got all mixes. This is designed to be like sort of the ocean themed one. So we've got quite a lot. I love this one. Look at this. Gorgeous. There's our balmy blue. Beautiful. Fun dots. This is our soft sea foam. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And again, a bit more. And then a bit more Blackberry Bliss at the end. And I think this is, I don't know if it's Night of Navy or Blueberry Bushel. Let me just see what it says. All of our papers on the back usually tell you what colour's in it. Yeah, it's Night of Navy. So if ever you've got our designer series paper, you'll notice on the back here, it will tell you the colours that they've used in it. So it's easy to, So it's easy to match up your colours. So that's just two of the designer series papers that are new. There's quite a lot, and I think you're going to love them all. While I'm on the subject of paper, I'll give you a bit more detail in a little while in another post, but I'll be doing product shares for all of our ribbon and all of our papers once the catalogue's released in June. And basically what that is that if on the paper share, it's basically a quarter share of every single paper pack that's in the catalogue. So it's a really great way to get your hands on a little bit of everything, plenty to keep you going, and then you can get a chance to play with this stuff before you decide whether or not you want to go for an entire pack of one or two or all or whatever you like. And the same with the ribbons. It'll be a share of approximately about 1 metre of each of the ribbons. in the catalogue. So again, a metre is enough for you to use on a couple of projects and stuff, but mainly it's just so you can get your hands on them, see them in person, have a play with them, and then figure out exactly what you like. So it's kind of a sampler pack for you. All right, so that's the colours. Oh, I just wanted to show you these sprinkles that we've got. Look at those. These are designed to go with that Tranquil Textures paper. And I can see all sorts of fantastic possibilities for shaker cards with these. They're absolutely gorgeous. Right, what's next? New project kit, which I'm really looking forward to playing with. And once I've had a play with it, then I'll bring it on, because this is a calligraphy project kit. So, you know, I can't draw, let alone my writing is just ridiculous. It's terrible. So this kit is designed to help you do a bit of lettering, which I think is really cool. So you can use our Stampin' Right markers for that. So I'm just going to open it up. And what really sold me on this kit was these. Look at these. Anybody remember these from school when we were learning our joined up writing? So it's practice sheets. So it means that you can have a go before you do it on your card. And I really like that idea. And I think I'm probably going to take these, and I'm probably actually going to maybe copy them so that I can practice again and again and again, which I think is really cool. So you've got your envelopes, you've got your card bases, and then you've got all these panels, and they've given you more panels than there are cards. So again, give you a chance to make your mistakes like we all do, which is fantastic. And then what goes with it is the Calligraphy Essentials stamp set. So obviously this is designed to stamp the outline, and then having practiced your lettering is to then just fill it in with your markers. But I think even if you didn't have the kit, these are great sentiments, and they're a great size as well. I mean, look, this is the hello, which is, you know, a good size for a card front. So I'm really, really pleased about that one. I'm looking forward to having a good old play around with that. I'm not sure where I'm going to get the time to do all of this playing, to be perfectly honest. We'll have to squeeze it in somewhere. So that's one set. The other bundle that I've got is this painted glass, and it goes with, where is it? Another of the papers, which is this vellum, which is just 6x6 pack of various patterns, designed to look like stained glass and designed to be coloured. Okay, so I'm going to be having a little, that's one of the projects for tonight. I'm going to be having a little play around with these. But then you've got the stamp sets that you can kind of replicate that kind of design and then colour it in with any markers that you like. And then you've got these framelets or thinlets, these dies which go with it. I mean, look at these. So you've got, basically you can just create your own stained glass, which is absolutely fantastic. And then obviously you've got the butterfly, the bird and the flower that you can cut out. So again, I'm looking forward to having a play with this one and see what we can produce. Again, I think this is going to be great for aperture cards and things like that. Okay, so let's see, what should we do? So that's that. Have I got anything else to show you? No, because I think everything else that I got I'm actually going to play with tonight. You like the butterfly, Dorian? I knew you would. He's quite cute. He's not as nice as the watercolour wings that are going away, but I still like him. You can always do it, butterflies. So, one of the things that I wanted to show you is actually not really, well, it's not a stamp set. It's something that Stampin' Up! Have introduced, which I think is a really, really great idea. So, you may be aware that we have these Memories and More kits. We've carried them for a little while, and they're designed to be used for both scrapbooking and card making. So if I just open one up, I'll show you. So you've got some pieces that come in two sizes. So you've got small ones like this. So this is delightfully detailed, okay, which is one of the new ones. So you've got them where this is totally journaling or scrapbooking. But if you look at the other side, you can use it for anything, for cards and stuff. So this is what these are designed to be used for both. Okay, and I think we've been doing these for a little while and they're a really cool idea. And then you get a few other like die cut bits and stuff. So you get them in the small size and then you get them in this larger size as well. Okay, so they're designed to fit our pockets that go into our albums. And then you've got some stickers here. And again, you've got some more die cuts. But they're cool. But what Stampin' Up! Have done this year is they've introduced some note card kits. There's two sizes that are designed basically to work with these. So you've got the small note card size like this that goes with these. And then you've got the larger one, which is slightly bigger than our normal card front. So if you look, a regular card front that I use, let me get a coloured one. So a regular card front is a bit small. So to use these, you kind of got to cut them down and everything else. But now what we've got is basically you just attach it straight on there. So it's a great way to just do up a load of really quick and easy cards. And I'm going to show you just how quick and easy this is. It's just, to be honest, it feels like cheating, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right, so let's do that one. And we'll do that. So all we need for this is a bit of glue. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue on the back here. All right, and this one just says happy birthday. Et voila, instantly a birthday card. Now you could embellish this more if you wanted, or you could just smear glue all over the front like I've just done. Okay, I'll rub that off later. You could add ribbon, you could add embellishments, you could do whatever you like. But as it is, it's a perfectly good card. No cutting needed, no stamping even needed. Just like I said, to me it feels a little bit like cheating, if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys. It feels just a little bit too easy. But at the same time, you know, I mean, look at that. Cool little note card. And I made two I made earlier. Okay, so I've got this one. Right, which again, all it is one of those small cards. And I've taken one of the stickers, put it on there, and I've got a gorgeous little thank you note. Like seconds to make, seconds. And then this one, because I felt like it was just too easy, what I've done here is I've taken one of the big ones, one of our stickers, and then I've taken one of the small panels, laid it on top, and then just stamped happy birthday on it. But again, it's just dead easy. And the fact that the card bases are ready made to fit the cards just makes it so easy. So I just wanted to quickly show you those. But before I do, look at this. How's that for a gorgeous panel? I mean, look at that. Do you really need to do anything else? I don't think so. Put a little sentiment on there and you're good to go. So that was the first one. That's the Memories and More card bases or note cards. They come in these two sizes to coordinate with all of our Memories and More kits. So a great way to just make a load of really easy cards. So there we go. You know, I think this is one of those things that I saw and I got really excited, but I think it'd be really easy to miss these and overlook these in the catalogue when you do get it. So I didn't want that to happen. All right. So the other one I wanted to show you, again, is some other note card bases that we've got. And it's these ones. So these belong to, again, the Delightfully Detailed Suite, it's called. So these are pre-printed card bases. Now we get these a lot in our kits. So again, I think it's just really nice to have these outside the kits. And these are done using Mint Macaron and Blackberry Bliss. So you've got 4 designs here, okay, that you can choose from. So again, the base, the background is all done for you. You could just stamp on it, you could just stick a sentiment on it, you could do whatever you like on it. So I'm going to just quickly, let's see, I'm going to make one. So let's have this one. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just fold that in half. All right, let's take these away. So let's see, what shall I do with this one? Let me think. I'm going to get, just excuse me, I'm just going to go get a stamp set. 1 second. You can see I've really thought this through, yeah? So I think for this one, I'm going to go to one of my favourites, which is the Petal Palette, okay? And I'm just going to ink up, let's see, what shall I do? Let's do this. So I'm going to ink up my black. Whoop! Oh my goodness, I've just broken my ink pad. Never mind, I can put it back together. Okay, let's get some scrap paper. So I'm going to stamp off on this. There we go. And then I'm going to make this a thank you because I always need thank you cards. There we go, and then maybe a few rhinestones. Oh, I've got two there. Let's take one down and let's put one here. There we go. Bit of wink of Stella. Because again, you know, this card is just too easy. Like I said, I feel like I'm cheating a little bit with you guys, but it's just, sometimes cards don't have to be hard, and sometimes you need a card in a hurry, and that's where stuff like this really comes in handy, because most of the work is done for you. And there you go, look at that. Really simple, gorgeous thank you card. And that's just, how long did that take me? 10 seconds, 15 seconds, maybe a bit longer because I have to try and repair my ink pad now. But anyway, all right. And while I was playing, I made this card. Now this card uses the coordinating stamp set, which is the Detailed with Love stamp set. Now I love, love, love the sentiments in here. I think the font is gorgeous. I love it. And you've got some interesting little borders and things. But the other thing that's really cool, right, which I think you're all going to love, is the new punch that we've got. I'm just going to get a scrap of cardstock to show you, right, is this trio punch, it's called. So we had something similar to this a few years ago, which was discontinued. So I'm glad to see this back. And what it does, if I show you, okay, so you've got the corner rounder, always do it a corner rounder, can't we? So you've got the guides here, and you just pop your cardstock in, lining it up on the two sides, press down, and you've got a cute corner. All right, we'll do the same on that side. All right, then you've got this one, which you can do this, on this end, which cuts out these beautiful little details in your corners, but it will also work on the corners that you've rounded. So you can get this. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So you can decorate your sentiment panels, you can decorate your card edges, whatever you like, you can decorate, okay? But you've also got this little baby here, okay, which is designed to be if you're wanting to make a tag. So what you do is you just line up. So this one, it goes straight in. You just put it straight in. Let's see if we can get that lined up. Okay. You get this gorgeous, so perfect for ribbon and stuff. So I think this is going to be one of those little tools that you'll just come back to again and again and again. And it's great for making tags. So come Christmas time, this will be invaluable. And that's what I've done on this card here. I've taken the base. I've just taken a little scrap of our Very Vanilla, and using the Blackberry Bliss, I've just stamped the sentiment, created a little tag, added a little bit of lace ribbon and some gems. And look at that. I mean, again, talk about easy. I mean, I know my cards are easy, right? But these are just ridiculous. So, as I say, I feel like I'm cheating with these things, but you know, sometimes we've got to make life easy for ourselves, and this is just perfect for that. So again, I'm going to have a bit of a play around with this, and I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this one. Like I said, I really love the sentiments on this one. So let's put that lot away. Okay, let's clear a bit of space here. Alrighty. Now, I'm just going to put my ink pad back together again. Just 1 second. Slide it back in. There we go. Oh, there we go. Done. Right, make sure I've not got ink on me. Look at that. Oh, I think I need to get a baby wipe. Hang on 1 second. Oh my word. Messy day today. Right. There we go. Now while I'm doing this, just remember that the retiring items that are in the catalogue are only going to be available till the end of this month, and I know some of them have sold out already. So for example, the butterfly thinlits that I was using the other day, I think they're gone, which is a real shame. So yeah, as I say, if there's anything that you like the look of, make sure and go ahead and get it, because at this point now we don't know. It might still be there, it might not. But the other thing is that some of the items have been discounted as well. So you might get yourself a little bit of a bargain if what you like is on the discounted list. Right, so let's put that away. So what are we going to play with next? Let's see. Let's do the vellum. Okay. So this is it's called Graceful Glass. This is the patterned vellum that I showed you a little while ago. Okay. And this one I did have a bit of a play around with. So I do have an idea in my mind kind of what I want to do. So let's just gather my bits together. Okay. So this is the card that I made. Really, really simple. Again, it's designed to look like stained glass. So what I did was I took our sheet and I just coloured. All you do is you just colour the back of it with your alcohol markers. Excuse me. And just did various colours. And then I cut a strip and put it down the centre. And this is one of our vertical greeting stamp sets. I like to put I don't use it as often as I should. But I do like it's nice to have a vertical greeting sometimes, just adds a little bit of extra interest. But the idea I've got today is to use this piece of vellum, because I just think this is really pretty, and I think I could make a really simple card with it. So I'm just going to colour it in just various shades of blue and aqua. So let me just grab my blends. I might do them grey. Okay. Right. Okay. So what you've got is, how's the light, ladies? Because I know it's getting dark here. So let me see if I turn on the light. Ooh. How's that? Is that better or worse? Let me know. If it's better or worse, okay? If it's worse, I'll turn it back off. So you'll see on one side, you'll see that the pattern is shiny and raised. And then you can see the back side, it's dull, okay? So you colour on the back side, all right? So all I'm going to do, and I'm not going to be especially careful with this, all right? Is it better, Kathy? Great. It's that time of year that if I start with the lights on, it's just not going to be right, but it'll be dark by the time I'm done. All right, so all I'm doing is I'm just using my markers and colouring. Okay, now because this is quite a fluid sort of a design, I'm not too worried about staying inside the lines. All right, but as you can see with the square one I did, I was a little bit careful. Now the reason the alcohol markers are good for this is because they dry, whereas normally if you use regular markers on vellum, they don't dry so well. Now you can use your regular markers, you'd have to heat set them first before you used it, but the other thing is that these markers, the blends, they spread and blend over the paper quite nicely. Okay, so there we go, I've got a dark one, and like that you can go over it a couple of times. Let's do some more pool party in here. I don't know how visible this is, but it will all become clear in a moment. All right, let's add a little bit of grey in here, and here we go. I'm not using the dark colours, but what you have to be aware of is that when you colour, okay, so you got this, and then when you flip it over, it's going to be a bit more subtle. All right, so you do want to kind of go with reasonably dark colours. You don't want to go too light, but the look that I'm going for here is quite light, so which is why I'm not using the darkest of my colours. Okay, so let's do that. So I don't know if you can see that, but you can see how well or how much it spreads. The other thing that happens, as you can see there, is that the ink continues to work and spread, so be careful not to put it too close to the edges at first. But again, I'm not terribly fussed about that because I can just blend it like so. Okay, and then let's put some green in here. Okay, and then we'll do some blue here. So you could, some of the designs on the vellum are really quite intricate, so you could spend quite a long time colouring if you wanted. I chose this one because again it doesn't require too much precision to get it right or to get a nice effect. So you guys don't have to sit and watch me for hours just colouring. I'm sure that's not terribly exciting for you. There you go. Okay, and then let's do some grey. I'm not going to colour this whole sheet, by the way. I'm just going to colour a bit, but let's go over our grey a little bit more. And then I'm going to go over our pool party a little bit more again. And you can see that the colours will blend, so if I'm using complementary colours along the edges, as I go over them again, they'll kind of blend together. Okay, here we go. Right, and add a little bit more down here where we've got a bit of a gap. So I'm just going in with my fine tip now to fill in some of these smaller bits. Okay. There you go. So let's flip that over and see. Yep, that's what I'm after. Okay, so we'll just pop those away. And then I'm just going to trim this piece. I'll be right back. Just 1 second. Okay, and then I need a bit to colour there, so I'm going to do a pool party in this one. Let's flip it over. There we go. Okay, right, so that's our panel, and you can see that the ink has dried pretty much instantaneously on the vellum, which makes it much easier to work with. But like I say, you could use regular markers on here. You could use watercolor pencils, but you might not get as intense a color as you wanted. Okay, but if you use regular markers, you would just have to heat set it. Okay, so now what we've got is I've just got a regular card base, which I'm going to fold in half. What are we at? Oh, it's 20 to 9 already. No wonder it's getting dark. Okay. And now what I want to do is I want to create my panel. So what I've done is I've cut various strips here, okay, various widths that are just a little bit shorter than the card. And I'm going to trim this down to be the same length. Okay, so be right back. Okay, so I want my card to go this way, and I want the big piece at the bottom, and then I want this. Okay, there we go. And then I want that, but I think I want it this way instead. So this is the reason why I've cut the strips, so that I can just kind of play around with where I want my vellum to go before I stick it down. Okay, and I think actually I need a skinnier strip up here. Yes, because I want quite a bit of my panel to show. Okay, alrighty, so I'm happy with that, but before I do that I'm going to do my stamping. So I'm taking out the Colourful Seasons stamp set, which again is one that's carrying over into the new catalogue, which I'm really pleased about. And I'm going to use the Just Breathe sentiment, because I think that goes very well with the pattern there. So let's get a block, and I'm going to ink that up in, I'm going to use, what colour will I use? I'll use Bermuda Bay, so 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so just bring this back. I'm going to ink this up. There we go. And we're just going to make sure I've got enough ink on here. That's it. And I'm just going to stamp that down and to the right. Okay, perfect. All right, and now here comes the tricky bit. Well, actually it's not that tricky, but there's a bit of a knack to it. Okay, so what we've got here, I'm going to use my centimeters. Okay, so I'm going to line, I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to line it up there. Okay, I'm going to take my panel and my strip, and I know that I want it to be 10 centimeters. Okay, so I'm going to just place my two pieces like so, and that's roughly, so you can see what I've got is I've got, it overlaps, the vellum overlaps the pieces of cardstock, and that's so that I can take my double-sided tape, because I love vellum, but one of the trickiest things about vellum is actually getting it stuck down. And anyone who's worked with it knows that just because it's see-through, it's gorgeous, but because it's see-through, you can see the glue. And sometimes that really spoils the effect you're going for. So sometimes you've got to be a bit imaginative about how you attach vellum. Okay, so we'll do that. So what I'm going to do is just peel back my tape. Here we go. Do that. Do the same on this side. Okay. So then I'm just going to line my pieces up so that the edges of the two white pieces are 10 centimeters apart, because that's the size I want my panel to be. Can you see that? Let me move that up a little. Just using my grid paper to help me. Okay. Now if you wanted to, you could, stick this down with masking tape or whatever, but we're not going to be here that long with it, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. All right, so make sure they're in place. Then take your vellum, making sure that the side that's got the shiny black bits is facing downwards. All right, and then you just place it over the top of your two panels, like so. Okay, and then you have your gorgeous vellum insert panel. See that? And then all we're going to do is take our dimensionals. There we go. I knew I had 4 fingers there. just going to pop that on there. And there you have it. Look at that. I don't know if you can really see that in the light, but that is just, I'm really pleased with that. That turned out just as I had envisioned it in my mind. Don't you love it when that happens? I know I do. It doesn't happen very often. Usually it takes 2 or 3 iterations of what I've got in my mind before it actually comes through. But that one worked out quite nicely. So there you go. Thanks, Anne. I think we're going to have a lot of time playing with this vellum. So there's the other one that we did. So you can see this one's much more colourful. And I think if you framed it in black with a white background, it would look really nice. And I've been doing some playing around. So if you look, sometimes the colour you put behind it can have an effect. So on that one, right, when you put the yellow behind it, it makes the colours more intense. So you can experiment with what colours you put behind it, which would, you know, give you a lot more options. Don't put black behind it because it just deadens it completely. I tried that. Or, you know, you could use it on window cards as well to get a lot of light in there. And I've got some other ideas with it that I'm looking forward to sharing with you once I've had a bit of time to play a bit more. So there we go. I'm really pleased with how those two turned out. Right, so have we got time? Have we got time for another one? Have we got time? I think so. Let's keep on going. So the last bundle, I suppose is the word, that I wanted to share with you, and I saw this and I just thought, wow, this is going to be so much fun, is this Varied Vases stamp set with a coordinating punch. So let's see if I get that out of the light. So basically you've got the punch that will cut out the various lamp shapes and 2 of the flowers. So this is going to be so cool. So I'm going to have a play, and I think with this one I'm going to have a play with some of the new colours maybe, right? So might need your help with this one, guys. I've got a few options, right? So I know I want a circle. I've got a layout in my mind, so I've got some bits cut already. So we've got Pineapple Punch, lovely lipstick, look at that, fabulous, Mango Melody and Granny Apple Green, which I think are going to work really well. So let's pull those out. We've got Mango Melody. That's my lovely, here we are. Lovely lipstick, Pineapple Punch, and Granny Apple Green is the other one we want. There we are. Okay, so let's just open up some of these ink pads. My labels come away, so I'm just going to quickly stick that on. There we go, so we want it down here, like so. Okay, that's that one. These 2 are already open, and I'll try our Mango Melody as well. Right, so ladies, any suggestions as to what colour card base you think we should go for on this one? Any suggestions? Where should we start? Well, I put the label on this one. Here we are, and then I'm going to need some scraps of white, so let's get some scraps of white here somewhere. Here we are. There we go. Grapefruit Grove. Okay, I've got 1 vote for Grapefruit Grove. Any advances on Grapefruit Grove? I think that will work well, actually. Okay, so let's start with Granny Apple Green. Okay, these 2 colours look really gorgeous together, don't they? So how about we do, let's see, I think we'll go for Granny Apple Base and Grapefruit Grove banner, which is what I want to do. Okay, we're going to use all those colours for our stamping anyway. All right, so let's take our scrap for a start, and I'm going to stamp one of the vases. All right, let's do it. I'm going to do some stamping off for this one. Okay, so let's do the vase in, let's do it in Granny Apple Green. Okay, now you can see you can do some double step stamping here, but I'm just going to stick with the single colour for the moment. Just keep it simple. You know how much I like simple. All right, so let's ink this up. So what did we say? We said Mango Melody for the base. Okay. So I'll give you a tip for this one. Okay. If you look at the way that the punch is lined up, okay, you're going to feed your card in at the top. All right. And the vase that I'm cutting out has the narrow end at this side. So what I'm going to do, and that's the bit that my card is going to go in. So I'm going to stamp this way so that when I put my piece of cardstock in, it will be ready to be punched. Okay, there we go. See what I mean? Okay, and just line that up. Hands are shaking. There we go. We've actually managed to get two there. Alrighty. Okay, so now let's bring in our piece here, and what I want to do is I want to stamp my vase here because I just want to give myself a position for the rest of my stamping. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp hello in, let's see, should we do that in Granny Apple Green, I think. Okay, there we go. I have to get used to these new ink pads. Alrighty. Okay, so let's just stamp that down there. Cool. Alright, so now we're going to stamp some flowers. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way. There we go. Alright, need that. Let's open up our ink pads. So we've got the yellow, and we've got the lovely lipstick. I love this colour. I think it's like a darker version of our Melon Mumbo. So, but can you see here how having the labels here, is that in the shot, that having the labels there makes it really easy to see what colours I've got. All right, so we're going to start with, let's see. I like this one. So again, you've got some two-step stamping, so you've got the outline. So I'm going to stamp that and do that down low there. Okay, now don't worry that I've stamped there because this is going to be popped on top. All right, and then I'm going to stamp, what else will I stamp? I'm going to have this one. I'm going to stamp all my outlines in green. Okay, so we can line these up. And I don't want this one. Let's put that there. Okay, and then let's have a look at this one. No, you know what, I think we're going to stick with that just for the moment. And then let's take our infills. I think this would be a perfect set for having some fun with your masking, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so we've got our lipstick, lovely lipstick, and this just lines up over the flowers like so. There we go. And then we're going to take our other one, which is, what am I looking for? This one here. Okay, and I'm going to do this in Pineapple Punch. Just line that up. There we go. Cool. All right. So I think that these flower images have got, let me show you, so much potential for backgrounds and all sorts of stuff. So again, keep an eye out for this one. I think I'm going to be making a lot of stuff with this. Okay, so now we're just going to pop this on here using our dimensionals. Oops. So we've got our cute little popped up vase. How sweet is that? Okay, so now we're going to come back to our pieces, and I'm going to do something with this one that I've seen another demonstrator, an American demonstrator called Dina Rico, do a few times on her cards, and I think it's really, really good. She calls it the faux suede technique. So just going to close up my ink pads. There we go. Okay, and basically what it means is we're going to take this strip, this is the Mango Melody, okay, and we're just going to just go over and over and over it with our bone folder in various different directions. Okay. Ooh, my thumb's not working very well today. I'm not getting as much pressure as I like. But there we go, that's what I'm after. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to break down the fibers in your cardstock. Let's try this end. Okay. You're just going to keep going over and over and over it again for a bit. You'll see why in a minute. Okay. Just that. And like that. Flip it over. And what we're looking for is that as we do this and we break down the fibers, is that the edges of the paper edges of the cardstock start to come apart. You'll see in a second. Like that. You see that? It needs a bit more work further down, so let's just keep going. Nearly there. While I'm doing this, just remember you guys to share this video. I'd really love it if you did. I know that last time I was on, I promised that I would do a drawing for all those who shared, and I haven't forgotten. I just haven't had time to collate it all and do the drawing, so I will do that next week, I promise. So if you shared, you'll be entered. If you share again today, you'll be entered again. Okay. There we go. There we are. I think we're getting there. Now let's see. Here we go. Alrighty. So we just carefully pull the two pieces apart. Okay. There we are. And if we've done it correctly, hey, it's the first time I've tried this, so I'm quite pleased that that turned out. Is that you end up with two pieces, so you can make two cards with this. I'm just going to pop that to one side. So we'll take this one, just fold it in half, and then I want to trim this. That's my scissors. Okay, is that right? And then I want a tail on the end, so what I'm going to do, ordinarily I'd use my punch, but because I've weakened this paper, I don't really want to risk it, so I'm just going to fold the two corners together and then cut from the folded side out to the edges, like so. Okay, and then I get my nice little tag. Okay, and then we've got this here. Oh yeah, like that. Okay, and then all I'm going to do, thanks Lynn. You guys did a great job last time of sharing. It was fantastic. Really appreciated it. Always like to have extra new people come and see what we're doing so we can have fun. Right, let's see if I can get this glue out, shall we? Doesn't want to do it. And I know what will happen. I'll keep squeezing and then I'll get a big blob, and I don't want that. So let's just do another one. Let's see if this works a bit better. Oh dear. Right. Bit of surgery required. Take my paper piercer. There we go. Right, that should clear any blockages we've got. Let's try again. There we go. See, we had a little lump in there. You know what that's from? That's because I was being careless and not fastening the lid back on my glue. Naughty. Right, let's pop that there. And we just get some dimensionals for our panel here. There we are. Put that on top. And there we go. Whoop. Don't stick it to myself. All right, and then a little bit of wink of Stella on the flowers, I think, is required. There we go. And I think a little bit of bling as well. So let's get my, just going to put one here. No, actually, I'm going to put one here. And here. Whoop. No, didn't bring the glue with me on that one. There we go. And then, because we like things in threes, let's put one up here. There we go. Alrighty, so there we have it. I'm sure once I get playing with these, how's the light, by the way? Hang on a second. There we are. I just noticed that it got a bit dark, so let's see if we can brighten things up a little for you. So there we go. Like I say, I think once I get playing with these things, I'm going to have a lot of fun and a lot more projects to show you, so I'll watch this space. Whilst I think of it, I wanted to show you, yesterday on my blog, I took part in a blog hop. And I do this every month, and it's called the Creators Blog Hop. And what we do is it's a group of other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and once a month we just all post onto our blogs for a theme, and then we just hop around to see what everybody's doing. And the theme for this month was the stuff that's disappearing from the Occasions catalogue, which is the little spring-summer catalogue. And I chose the Heart Happiness set, and this is the card that I made for that. So I was quite pleased with it. I really, really like that. So make sure to check that out on my blog. As usual, in a couple of days' time, I'll put all the links for all the cards and everything once I figured out what I actually did. Then I'll do up the blog post for it. But let me just bring back in. We made quite a few cards tonight, actually. So let's just bring back in the cards that we had. So we had those two. We had this one. We had these two, and what else do we have? Let's see, where are the others? We had these two. My gosh, we had loads of cards tonight. And we had, let's put that there, these two. So which one is your favourite? Let me know. We've got a lot to do. I can't even fit them all in. We've got so many to choose from tonight. There we go. So as I say, as usual, thank you, Anne. You like the last one, Lynn, which was, what was the last one? This one. Yeah, that's cute. So I can see so many possibilities with this particular one. And because it goes with a punch as well, it's if you haven't got a die cutting machine, then it's a great option for you. And I think just the flowers themselves is just so clean and simple. Thank you very much, Anne-Marie. So yeah, as I say, make sure to share the video if you can. I'd love it if you did that. Keep an eye out. I'll have all the blog posts, all the details for you in the next couple of days. And I'll see you again next week. Thank you all for coming. Bye.